Good morning, everyone. Before we get into the new long positions, I want to make mention that my outlook on the overall market is very cautious here. The intraday reversal in the Russell 2000 was pretty nasty overall on Wednesday, and even though we did have that strong gap up, the early morning sell-off was just too vicious. Now, it was a nice intraday rally off the lows around noon, but overall the rally just wasn't strong enough on any of the indexes besides the Nasdaq 100. And to be honest, we needed to finish stronger. And then after hours, it's not a bloodbath, but it's looking pretty bad. Got to check it over here. The Nasdaq 100's down 48. The Russell 2000's down 0.58%. So 0.48%, 0.58%. Pretty ugly overnight after the initial response to Facebook. But all in all, I'm cautious. We're in February. This is the fourth worst month of the year, or third. I think it's the third. My brain is just drawing a blank right now. I think it goes, it's got to be the fourth. I think it goes, September is the worst, August is the second worst, June is the third worst, February is the fourth worst. I don't have my data here, but going back to 1915, the S&P 500, that is how it goes. So overall, this is definitely a time to be cautious. Just keep that in mind. Now, new long positions. The highest quality one, MGPI. This is a perfect speculator scan long position. Pocket pivot point signal here, right at strong support. And if we draw an upper trend line, just kind of going right through here, we're right at that support line. So we've got a lot of strong support here with that basing here. The upper trend line going all the way back just to April there. The pocket pivot point signal, strong volume. It's a food and beverage stock, so if the market's going to weaken, if any stock's going to have a chance to do well, it's a stock like this. MGPI is only in my perfect speculator scan, was not confirmed in any side scan. Since it's a tough market, that's only a 2% long position. Now let's say this market continues to deteriorate. If I get new long signals, will I take them? Yeah, but instead of 2%, maybe now it's 1.5%, then maybe it's 1%. We'll just see how it goes. But right now, I'm heavily long. I only have two hedges currently, FINZ and SRTY. If the market's going to weaken, I'm sure more hedges will trigger. But as of right now, I'm heavily long, just moving cash from partial sells and full sells into new long positions. But MGPI is quality. Then there is CLMS, which is a little bit different. It's an asset management company, and I know it sounds silly to go long something like this, but you know, I put cash to work in any signals that generate. CLMS was technically a long signal yesterday from my price volume BOP scan. Big surge in BOP volume and a nice price bar, but I didn't think it was strong enough to go long. Well, after Wednesday's session, that's a confirmation move. So CLMS is a new long, but it was only in my BOP scan, my tertiary scan. But basically, I'm going to consider it from the price volume BOP scan signal yesterday. But if you look at it, it can move sometimes. Now, I know it's a down move, but if you want to reverse the measured move higher here, you can see that this stock could easily move back up 100% if it wants to do another similar move like it did on the opposite from 2004 to 2016. But either way, if you're wrong on CLMS, your stops, you can use 830, 823, 801. It's completely up to you. My limit order will be at 851, and I forgot to say on MGPI, my cut loss level on MGPI will be 41. Why do I have 93? Oh, it's a 2-day chart. Thank you. So my first cut loss is 41.93, the low of the day of the pocket pivot point signal date, and my final cut loss, for what it's worth, is going to be 41.16. So we'll move below 41.16. I'll be out of MGPI, and a move below 801 on CLMS. I'll be all out of it. Now, let's say it breaks this support level. Before it breaks this support level, and let's say it loses that max green BOP and or goes yellow, then whatever the next low is will be the new final cut loss level, and I won't wait for it to hit 801. And now for the more speculative names, but it's still pretty high quality, UAN CVR Partners Limited Partnership. This stock is making a nice move today. It would be yesterday if you're watching the video. It's still today, February 1st on Maui. But look at that BOP surge on the bottom of the screen. Look at the volume surge in the middle of the screen. It makes the previous volume bar look like it's kids play. And then the nice move closing near the high of the day today. So UAN is a new long signal. This was only in my price volume BOP scan like CLMS was yesterday. It was confirmed in my tertiary scan, making it a good long signal. So UAN is a new long signal. only 1% of my account value, just like CLMS. But this one's speculative because it's a $6 stock, and it's a stock that can move. CLMS is an asset management stock, and even though it's only $850 stock, this one, all of a sudden, you're not going to wake up and it's not going to be at 14 overnight or down at 6. UAN isn't going to make that kind of move too, but you can see with the previous measure move in November, just to its recent highs, it was a 64% move. You're probably not going to see that in such a short time as CLMS. And then the final long position, MSDI. This was initially triggered in my IPO scan. I've been interested in this stock ever since back here in November and December. We're going to try it again here with this 50-day moving average bounce, bullish intraday reversal with a close near the highs. BOP is going the wrong way, but it was in my IPO scan, it was in my 20 days of green BOP scan, and it was confirmed in my tertiary scan. So that's 3 scans. I liked the stock in my initial scan, and it showed up in 2 more scans. So MSDI is a new long position, but this is going to be a momentum swing trade. I got to look at my desktop because I got my stock charts open in the other one. I apologize, but that's how I did it today. And on MSDI, it's was an oversold RSI bounce trade back in November. It's now a momentum swing trade RSI bounce off the 50 line. MACD is trending higher. Very, very good move right here. First cut loss level. You can use this low day here, 150. You can use the 125 level back here. Sorry, I'm now playing with the wrong one. I gotta go closer. There we go. You can use the 125 level, and if you're really, really brave, you can use this big, giant price move bar here, 115 level. So move below 115, you better be completely out of it. But I recommend doing half at 150 and personally half at 125 if you want to give it to its potential profit target range of, be looking for it to hit first 240, then 351, and if everything goes perfect in the world, which have you been watching the news lately? I doubt it. 415. So that's the swing trade idea going into Thursday. So MSDI, 0.25% of my account capital, about a few $1,000s plus in that one. MGPI is going to get 2% of my account capital. CLMS is the quality 1% signal, and UAN is also a 1% signal. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the chat room this morning. Aloha.